Nice thing about this, Mark, is now I have less to paint.
Yeah, see what it's going to be like on the other side, Rod. That you want to pick that
like
up like that, but I think that looks pretty good there.
Okay, good.
And then it'll pull all the way down. You know, it's just kind of the paper. I can feel the resistance of the paper. Pretty strong tape.
So the trim ring is what snugs it up against the boat.
Yeah, and we'll kind of go over the installation, and I'll tell you a little kind of a cheater trick if you need to. It works great and so on, and it's all because of, you know, you've got curvature, but the glass piece is resistant to bending. If when you're clean everything up, and we'll go over that, but you put caulking on, and you fit this window in, and you go inside, and what you do, especially with curvature, I tell people the first screw you put in, maybe on this one, you'd maybe want to put one screw top and bottom, maybe even in two places. Lightly snug them up, and then, as I mentioned, then that's when you can align the window and it'll stay in position. You know, kind of just tweak it to where it looks best. And then you start putting the, you start putting the rest of the screws in. From those original ones, you go over here and put another screw top bottom, go over here and put another screw top bottom, go back here. When you get to the ends of the window, this is because of the curvature, but you kind of go back and forth, and screw by screw, it's starting to bend the glass. On the end screws here from the corner ones and those four, I normally will, even maybe these two, kind of start them, but don't tighten them all the way up, and then go back and forth and be a little progressive, even if you want to do it with a hand Phillips or whatnot. Same thing at this end, because that's the last amount of the curvature that needs to be pulled in. With
like
curvature,
kind of like putting a tire on.
Yeah, you kind of sequence or whatnot, but it's all because of the curvature and the glass piece is having to bend and so on. And as soon as you get all the screws snugged up, the first thing you do is you come outside, and you should have a nice excess bead that's oozed out all the way around the outside. I can look and tell if it looks like on the ends of the window, because of the curvature, if it doesn't seem to be pulled down all the way against the cabin side. If it's not, what I would recommend, and you're pretty sure that the hole is big enough and the frame didn't get caught on, you know, here on something, and, you know, just doesn't want to go in. But if you see that, and you can maybe push on the frame, like you can tell, you can push with your finger and get it to go down a little bit more. Quickly go inside, loosen the screws up around the ends of the window, maybe from here, back them off here, get some cardboard strips or paint stir stick or some kind of little spacer piece, and put it underneath the trim ring that, you know, is on the inside of the boat. Loosen the screws, pull the trim ring back, and then slip on the end here, slip like something that has like an 1/8 inch thickness or a little bit of thickness to it, and then go ahead and snug the screws back up. That extra piece in there will enable the trim ring to pull the frame in that last bit, and then you would just leave those pieces in on the ends of the window. You don't need them, because if you think about it, it's all at the ends, the last little bit of bending the glass and so on. And you would just put them in there. If you do it at both ends, so you're kind of consistently, you know, pulling everything in, kind of deal. And just leave those there for a couple days, and then you can loosen up the trim ring, pull them out, and snug the trim ring back up. So, but that's it. And then once again, Ron, we'll go over a little bit more as far as cleaning the surfaces and putting the caulking on. But I just wanted to mention that before I forgot, because this is a case where it looks like, you know, it depends on our trim ring and how we set it up. Were you going to try to pump a little bit of caulking in that?
Well, it depends. We mentioned, or I talked to you, that the thickness was anywhere from 5 to 7 millimeters. So do I need to do that, or?
For a bonding, you know what, I don't know if you could, and it wouldn't take much, but if you wanted to try to spread that and run a little bit of caulking, or just put them in and not worry about it. If it were me, I'd be tempted, even if you got some tubes of liquid nails, which is a cheaper caulking, if you wanted to spread it apart, run a little bit of caulking in there right before you get ready to install this window, and then install the window, and just let everything, and then that little bit that you put in there will kind of help bond that together and make that a little bit more of a solid wall structure. So
now, are you looking for solidity in the wall, or are you just trying to seal?
A little bit of making the wall more solid. I kind of don't like to see the loose inner liner, because under heavy signaling and so on, you might tend to get like a tweaking of the two fiberglass shells and so on, and if it tweaks and expands and flexes or something, I don't know if it could maybe tend to loosen up our window.
I see.
With that movement around there. I do like to see it a little bit more solid if possible. Even if you want to go around with some 5-minute epoxy and put a little bit in there and put some clamps on it, but once again, the minimum I think I would do is run a little bit of caulking down in that gap. And when this is out, you could even get some little spacer wood pieces or whatnot and put them every once in a while, and then just put a little bit of caulking around there, pull those out, and then install the window real quick and be done with it.
Okay.
Kind of deal. So let me get the next window. Oh, I think we did get that to where it looked to me like same thing on the other side, that you want to maybe kind of just slightly pick up on the front end of that window, and that should be pretty good. And let's see. Yeah, and I remember this is the one that it seemed like it had this thing here. And so I was trying to make sure that I was going to get a decent fit up in here, so I definitely need to relieve that out of there. And let's look at
Looks like the whole top is high too.
well, I'll true up the bottom first. Yeah, and I think I want to do that. Yeah, you got that?
Yep.
Oh, that's going to look good. I can tell the height matches better than it did before, for sure. Okay, well, I'm just going to try to work the front to get it to fit in, and I think we're good on this one. You're going to just take that back out to the right.
Yeah. You want to put the windows in or what?
That's up to you if you want to kind of take a look.
Yeah, let's just
I don't have anything wrong you could wedge under the bottom of that line. Maybe not too bad.
Does that hold it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it looks good. Yep. I think the
little one.
front windows need to have the back end put up. It does have a little bleb right in the middle that's pushing the middle up. Yeah. If you pull it out, I'll show you.
Yeah, it doesn't want to go up.
There's a little bleb like right in here. It may be on the thing itself, but
no,
right.
I can tell it.